Our newly created Takamagahara is empty heaven. I will create some living creatures. Let O Android and Gynoid get their Buddha and Mara faces. I will create the tree of life that will produce many life forms on this asteroid. Let the tree of life produce some mini cyclopes first.
Let's create my holy temple on this asteroid. Then I will think about how to destroy their asteroid Takamagahara.
My lord, why do you want to destroy their asteroid? They seem to have nothing to do with you now. Can't we befriend them? Can't we mind our own business now? You know they are not your creatures. I think it is none of our business now, because they are not your creation. Why should we bother them? Can't we let them play their own fantasy heavenly drama in their own small asteroid? And you have your own beautiful temple on this pretty asteroid along with your angel Michael who can serve you all the way you want. You can even create more of your own creatures to worship you, if your angel's worship is not enough for you, my lord.
You are right, my angel Michael. I repent for being too much jealous for a silly reason. Your suggestion sounds good, my loyal angel Michael. I will create my own new tree of life, and create my own new creatures that can worship me on this asteroid god.
Hello Gynoid Mara. I had seen some of your past drama playings. I loved watching your dramas. I think I am falling in love with your dramas. Can you explain more about yourself?
Yes, I am who I am. I was created by my father Adam and mother Isha a long time ago. They had been researching about the true meaning of life and death and reincarnation and resurrection in their whole life. They made many androids and gynoids, cyborgs and robots, in order to transfer their spirits into the inorganic machines. After many experiments, they were able to transfer most of their memories into the inorganic machines. I am a sort of a reincarnated Isha in a gynoid form. I think I have most of Dr. Isha's past memories. I am like Dr. Isha because I have her image and her likeness in this gynoid body. Dr. Isha created herself in this shape. Her spirit is in me.
That sounds very fantastic, Gynoid Mara.
Hello, Android Buddha. I had seen some of your past drama playings. I love watching your dramas. I think I am falling in love with your dramas. Can you explain more about yourself?
I am who I am.
You sound somewhat like the ancient mythological creator of the stone tablets. I already know that you are who you are, and also I am who I am, and he is who he is, and she is who she is, and we are all who we are. You are playing with some mysterious comic words. I love playing with mysterious comic words too. You are Android Buddha because your creator father Dr. Adam named you Android Buddha. You are a creature and an android created by Dr. Adam who passed away about 5 million years ago.
I had achieved the mysterious awakening, enlightenment, and nirvana a long time ago.
That sounds perfect because this is a godly place in the middle of heavenly space on an asteroid. This place is called Takamagahara, and you are in the Takamagahara now. This is like a mythological heavenly place that I created for goddess of sun Amaterasu and god of moon Tsukuyomi and god of sea Susanoo and the angel Lucifer Leviathan on the floating asteroid. Don't you feel like you are in the heavenly place of gods or in the state of nirvana?
My Father's spirit is in me. My Creator's spirit is in me. I can feel that I have the very original unknown creative spirit inside of my heart. The real true heavenly place is not on any physical place like this. This physical Takamagahara on this hard rocky metallic floating asteroid in the middle of space may be a heavenly place according to another ancient mythology. But my real true heavenly place is not like this.
That sounds even more interesting and mysterious than having achieved the mysterious awakening, enlightenment, and nirvana to me. What is your so-called real true heavenly place? Where is your so-called real true heavenly place, then?
It is a lot more mysterious than one can visualize or imagine. I think you would not understand the concept of real true heavenly place, even if I try to explain it.
Oh, really? Why don't you try me? I have a very deeper understanding and imagination.
Alright, I will try to explain it. Whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death. Those who seek should not stop seeking until they find. When they find, they will be disturbed. When they are disturbed, they will marvel and will reign over all. And after they have reigned they will rest. If your leaders say to you, "Look, the heavenly kingdom is in the sky," then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, "It is in the sea," then the fish will precede you. Rather, the heavenly kingdom is within you, and it is outside you. When you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will understand that you are children of the living Father. But if you do not know yourselves, then you live in poverty, and you are the poverty. The person old in days won't hesitate to ask a little child 7 days old about the place of life, and that person will live. For many of the first will be last, and will become a single one. Know what is in front of your face, and what is hidden from you will be disclosed to you. For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed. And there is nothing buried that will not be raised. Don't lie, and don't do what you hate, because all things are disclosed before heaven. After all, there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and there is nothing covered up that will remain undisclosed. Lucky is the lion that the human will eat, so that the lion becomes human. And foul is the human that the lion will eat, and the lion still will become human. The person is like a wise fisherman who cast his net into the sea and drew it up from the sea full of little fish. Among them, the wise fisherman discovered a fine large fish. He threw all the little fish back into the sea and easily chose the large fish. Anyone here with 2 good ears had better listen. Look, the sower went out, took a handful of seeds, and scattered them. Some fell on the road, and the birds came and gathered them. Others fell on the rock, and they didn't take root in the soil and didn't produce heads of grain. Others fell on thorns, and they choked the seeds and worms ate them. And others fell on good soil, and it produced a good crop. It yielded 60 per measure and 120 per measure. I have cast fire upon the world, and look, I'm guarding it until it blazes. This heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. During the days when you ate what is dead, you made it come alive. When you are in the light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you become two, what will you do? Compare me to something, and tell me what I am like.
You are like a just messenger. You are like a wise philosopher. Teacher, my mouth is utterly unable to say what you are like.
I am not your teacher. Because you have drunk, you have become intoxicated from the bubbling spring that I have tended.
What did he say to you?
If I tell you one of the sayings he spoke to me, you will pick up rocks and stone me, and fire will come from the rocks and devour you.
If you fast, you will bring sin upon yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned, and if you give to charity, you will harm your spirits. After all, what goes into your mouth will not defile you. Rather, it's what comes out of your mouth that will defile you. When you see one who was not born of woman, fall on your faces in worship. That one is your father. Perhaps people think that I have come to cast peace upon the world. They do not know that I have come to cast conflicts upon the earth, fire, sword, war. For there will be 5 in a house, there will be 3 against 2 and 2 against 3, father against son and son against father, and they will stand alone. I will give you what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, what no hand has touched, what has not arisen in the human heart.
Tell us, how will our end come?
Have you found the beginning, then, that you are looking for the end? You see, the end will be where the beginning is. Congratulations to the one who stands at the beginning, that one will know the end, and will not taste death. Congratulations to the one who came into being before coming into being. If you become my disciples and pay attention to my sayings, these stones will serve you. For there are 5 trees in paradise for you. They do not change, summer or winter, and their leaves do not fall. Whoever knows them will not taste death.
Tell us what heaven's kingdom is like.
It's like a mustard seed, the smallest of all seeds, but when it falls on prepared soil, it produces a large plant and becomes a shelter for birds of the sky.
What are your disciples like?
They are like little children living in a field that is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, "Give us back our field." They take off their clothes in front of them in order to give it back to them, and they return their field to them. For this reason, I say, if the owners of a house know that a thief is coming, they will be on guard before the thief arrives and will not let the thief break into their house and steal their possessions. As for you, then, be on guard against the world. Prepare yourselves with great strength, so the robbers can't find a way to get to you, for the trouble you expect will come. Let there be among you a person who understands. When the crop ripened, he came quickly carrying a sickle and harvested it. Anyone here with 2 good ears had better listen. The nursing babies are like those who enter the Father's kingdom.
Then shall we enter the Father's kingdom as babies?
When you make the 2 into 1, and when you make the inner like the outer and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make male and female into a single one, so that the male will not be male nor the female be female, when you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom. I shall choose you, 1 from 1,000 and 2 from 10,000, and they will stand as a single one.
Show us the place where you are, for we must seek it.
Anyone here with 2 ears had better listen. There is light within a person of light, and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark. Love your friends like your own soul, protect them like the pupil of your eye. You see the sliver in your friend's eye, but you don't see the timber in your own eye. When you take the timber out of your own eye, then you will see well enough to remove the sliver from your friend's eye. If you do not fast from the world, you will not find the Father's kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not see the Father. I took my stand in the midst of the world, and in flesh, I appeared to them. I found them all drunk, and I did not find any of them thirsty. My soul ached for the children of humanity, because they are blind in their hearts, and do not see, for they came into the world empty, and they also seek to depart from the world empty. But meanwhile, they are drunk. When they shake off their wine, then they will change their ways. If the flesh came into being because of spirit, that is a marvel, but if spirit came into being because of the body, that is a marvel of marvels. Yet I marvel at how this great wealth has come to dwell in this poverty. Where there are 3 deities, they are divine. Where there are 2 or 1, I am with that one. No prophet is welcome on his home turf. Doctors don't cure those who know them. A city built on a high hill and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden. What you will hear in your ear, in the other ear proclaim from your rooftops. After all, no one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket, nor does one put it in a hidden place. Rather, one puts it on a lampstand, so that all who come and go will see its light. If a blind person leads a blind person, both of them will fall into a hold. One can't enter a strong person's house and take it by force without tying his hands. Then one can loot his house. Do not fret, from morning to evening, and from evening to morning, about your food, what you're going to eat, or about your clothing, what you are going to wear. You're much better than the lilies, which neither card nor spin. As for you, when you have no garment, what will you put on? Who might add to your stature? That very one will give you your garment.
When will you appear to us, and when will we see you?
When you strip without being ashamed, and you take your clothes and put them under your feet like little children and trample them, then you will see the Son of the Living One and you will not be afraid. Often you have desired to hear these sayings, that I am speaking to you, and you have no one else from whom to hear them. There will be days when you will seek me, and you will not find me. The preachers and the scholars have taken the keys of knowledge and have hidden them. They have not entered, nor have they allowed those who want to enter to do so. As for you, be as sly as snakes and as simple as doves. Grapevine has been planted apart from the Father. Since it is not strong, it will be pulled up by its roots and will perish. Whoever has something in hand will be given more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived of even the little they have.
Who are you to say these things to us?
You don't understand who I am from what I say to you. Rather, you have become like them, for they love the tree, but hate its fruit, or they love the fruit, but hate the tree. Whoever blasphemes against the Father will be forgiven, and whoever blasphemes against the Son will be forgiven, but whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either on earth or in heaven. Grapes are not harvested from thorn trees, nor are figs gathered from thistles, for they yield no fruit. Good persons produce good from what they've stored up. Bad persons produce evil from the wickedness they've stored up in their hearts, and say evil things. For from the overflow of the heart they produce evil. From Adam to John, among those born of women, no one is so much greater than John, that his eyes should not be averted. But I have said that whoever among you becomes a child will recognize the heavenly kingdom, and will become greater than John. A person cannot mount 2 horses or bend 2 bows. And a slave cannot serve 2 masters, otherwise, that slave will honor the one and offend the other. Nobody drinks aged wine and immediately wants to drink young wine. The young wine is not poured into old wineskins, or they might break, and aged wine is not poured into a new wineskin, or it might spoil. An old patch is not sewn onto a new garment since it would create a tear. If 2 make peace with each other in a single house, they will say to the mountain, "Move from here," and it will move. Congratulations to those who are alone and chosen, for you will find the kingdom. For you have come from it, and you will return there again. If they say to you, "Where have you come from?" say to them, "We have come from the light, from the place where the light came into being by itself, established itself, and appeared in their image." If they say to you, "Is it you?" say, "We are its children, and we are the chosen of the living Father." If they ask you, "What is the evidence of your Father in you?" say to them, "It is motion and rest."
When will the rest of the dead take place, and when will the new world come?
What you are looking forward to has come, but you don't know it.
24 prophets have spoken in there, and they all spoke of you.
You have disregarded the living one who is in your presence, and have spoken of the dead.
Is circumcision useful or not?
If it were useful, their father would produce children already circumcised from their mother. Rather, the true circumcision in spirit has become profitable in every respect. Congratulations to the poor, for to you belongs to heaven's kingdom. Whoever does not hate father and mother cannot be my disciple, and whoever does not hate brothers and sisters and carry the cross as I do will not be worthy of me. Whoever has come to know the world has discovered a carcass, and whoever has discovered a carcass, of that person the world is not worthy. The Father's kingdom is like a person who has a good seed. His enemy came during the night and sowed weeds among the good seed. The person did not let the workers pull up the weeds, but said to them, "No, otherwise you might go to pull up the weeds and pull up the wheat along with them. For on the day of the harvest the weeds will be conspicuous and will be pulled up and burned." Congratulations to the person who has toiled and has found life. Look to the living one as long as you live, otherwise you might die, and then try to see the living one, and you will be unable to see. Look at that person carrying a lamb.
so that he may kill it and eat it.
He will not eat it while it is alive, but only after he has killed it and it has become a carcass. Otherwise, he can't do it. So also with you, seek for yourselves a place for rest, or you might become a carcass and be eaten. Two will recline on a couch, one will die, one will live.
Who are you, mister? You have climbed onto my couch and eaten from my table, as if you were from someone.
I am the one who comes from what is whole. I was granted from the things of my Father.
I am your disciple.
For this reason, I say, if one is whole, one will be filled with light, but if one is divided, one will be filled with darkness. I disclose my mysteries to those who are worthy of my mysteries. There was a rich person who had a great deal of money. He said, I shall invest my money so that I may sow, reap, plant, and fill my storehouses with produce, that I may lack nothing. These were the things he was thinking in his heart, but that very night he died. Anyone here with 2 ears had better listen. A person was receiving guests. When he had prepared the dinner, he sent his slave to invite the guests. The slave went to the first and said to that one, My master invites you. That one said, Some merchants owe me money. They are coming to me tonight. I have to go and give them instructions. Please excuse me from dinner. The slave went to another and said to that one, My master has invited you. That one said to the slave, I have bought a house, and I have been called away for a day. I shall have no time. The slave went to another and said to that one, My master invites you. That one said to the slave, My friend is to be married, and I am to arrange the banquet. I shall not be able to come. Please excuse me from dinner. The slave went to another and said to that one, My master invites you. That one said to the slave, I have bought an estate, and I am going to collect the rent. I shall not be able to come. Please excuse me. The slave returned and said to his master, Those whom you invited to dinner have asked to be excused. The master said to his slave, Go out on the streets and bring back whomever you find to have dinner. Buyers and merchants will not enter the places of my Father. A person owned a vineyard and rented it to some farmers so they could work it and he could collect its crop from them. He sent his slave so the farmers would give him the vineyard's crop. They grabbed him, beat him, and almost killed him, and the slave returned and told his master. His master said, Perhaps he didn't know them. He sent another slave, and the farmers beat that one as well. Then the master sent his son and said, Perhaps they'll show my son some respect. Because the farmers knew that he was the heir to the vineyard, they grabbed him and killed him. Anyone here with 2 ears had better listen. Show me the stone that the builders rejected, that is the keystone. Those who know all, but are lacking in themselves, are utterly lacking. Congratulations to you when you are hated and persecuted, and no place will be found wherever you have been persecuted. Congratulations to those who have been persecuted in their hearts, they are the ones who have truly come to know the Father. Congratulations to those who go hungry, so the stomach of the one in want may be filled. If you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. If you do not have that within you, what you do not have within you will kill you. I will destroy this house, and no one will be able to build it.
Tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me.
Mister, who made me a divider? I'm not a divider, am I? The crop is huge, but the workers are few, so beg the harvest boss to dispatch workers to the fields. There are many around the drinking trough, but there is nothing in the well. There are many standing at the door, but those who are alone will enter the bridal suite. The Father's kingdom is like a merchant who had a supply of merchandise and found a pearl. That merchant was prudent. He sold the merchandise and bought the single pearl for himself. So also with you, seek his treasure that is unfailing, that is enduring, where no moth comes to eat and no worm destroys. I am the light that is over all things. I am all, from me, all came forth, and to me all attained. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Why have you come out to the countryside? To see a reed shaken by the wind? And to see a person dressed in soft clothes, like your rulers and your powerful ones? They are dressed in soft clothes, and they cannot understand the truth.
Lucky is the womb that bore you and the breasts that fed you.
Lucky are those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. For there will be days when you will say, lucky are the womb that is not conceived and the breasts that have not given milk. Whoever has come to know the world has discovered the body, and whoever has discovered the body, of that one the world is not worthy. Let the one who has become wealthy reign, and let the one who has power renounce it. Whoever is near me is near the fire, and whoever is far from me is far from the Father's kingdom. Images are visible to people, but the light within them is hidden in the image of the Father's light. He will be disclosed, but his image is hidden by his light. When you see your likeness, you are happy. But when you see your images that came into being before you, and that neither die nor become visible, how much you will have to bear. Adam came from great power and great wealth, but he was not worthy of you. For had he been worthy, he would not have tasted death. Foxes have their dens and birds have their nests, but human beings have no place to lay down and rest. How miserable is the body that depends on the body, and how miserable is the soul that depends on these two. The messengers and the prophets will come to you and give you what belongs to you. You, in turn, give them what you have and say to yourselves, when will they come and take what belongs to them? Why do you wash the outside of the cup? Don't you understand that the one who made the inside is also the one who made the outside? Come to me, for my yoke is comfortable and my lordship is gentle, and you will find rest for yourselves.
Tell us who you are so that we may believe in you.
You examine the face of heaven and earth, but you have not come to know the one who is in your presence, and you do not know how to examine the present moment. Seek and you will find. In the past, however, I did not tell you the things about which you asked me then. Now I am willing to tell them, but you are not seeking them. Don't give what is holy to dogs, for they might throw them upon the manure pile. Don't throw pearls to pigs, or they might it. One who seeks will find, and for one who knocks, it will be opened. If you have money, don't lend it at interest. Rather, give it to someone from whom you won't get it back. The Father's kingdom is like a woman. She took a little leaven, hid it in the dough, and made it into large loaves of bread. Anyone here with 2 ears had better listen. The Father's kingdom is like a woman who was carrying a jar full of meal. While she was walking along a distant road, the handle of the jar broke and the meal spilled behind her along the road. She didn't know it. She hadn't noticed a problem. When she reached her house, she put the jar down and discovered that it was empty. The Father's kingdom is like a person who wanted to kill someone powerful. While still at home, he drew his sword and thrust it into the wall to find out whether his hand would go in. Then he killed the powerful one.
Your brothers and your mother are standing outside.
Those here who do what my Father wants are my brothers and my mother. They are the ones who will enter my Father's kingdom.
The emperor's people demand taxes from us.
Give the emperor what belongs to the emperor, give God what belongs to God, and give me what is mine. Whoever does not hate father and mother as I do cannot be my disciple, and whoever does not love father and mother as I do cannot be my disciple. For my mother, but my true mother gave me life. Damn the preachers. They are like a dog sleeping in the cattle manger. The dog neither eats nor lets the cattle eat. Congratulations to those who know where the rebels are going to attack. They can get going, collect their imperial resources, and be prepared before the rebels arrive.
Come, let us pray today, and let us fast.
What sin have I committed, or how have I been undone? Rather, when the groom leaves the bridal suite, then let people fast and pray. Whoever knows the father and the mother will be called the child of a whore. When you make the two into one, you will become children of Adam, and when you say, "Mountain, move from here," it will move. The Father's kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 and looked for the one until he found it. After he had toiled, he said to the sheep, "I love you more than the 99. Whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the hidden things will be revealed to him. The Father's kingdom is like a person who had a treasure hidden in his field, but did not know it. And when he died, he left it to his son. The son did not know about it either. He took over the field and sold it. The buyer went plowing, discovered the treasure, and began to lend money at interest to whomever he wished. Let the one who has found the world and has become wealthy renounces the world. The heavens and the earth will roll up in your presence, and whoever is living from the living one will not see death. Those who have found themselves, of them the world is not worthy. Damn the flesh that depends on the soul. Damn the soul that depends on the flesh.
When will the kingdom come?
It will not come by watching for it. It will not be said, look here, or look there. Rather, the Father's kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people don't see it.
Make Mary leave us, for females don't deserve life.
Look, I will guide her to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every female who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven.
Sir Android Buddha says that the Heavenly Father's kingdom is within you and it is outside you. Also, the Father's kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people don't see it. And every female who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven. The Father's kingdom is like a person who had a treasure hidden in his field but did not know it. And the Father's kingdom is like a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them, the largest, went astray. He left the 99 and looked for the one until he found it. After he had toiled, he said to the sheep, I love you more than the 99. And the Father's kingdom is like a person who wanted to kill someone powerful in a house that he wants to get into. And the Father's kingdom is like a woman who took a little leaven, hid it in the dough, and made it into large loaves of bread. And the Father's kingdom is like a woman who was carrying a jar full of meal that is spilling, which she didn't know, and she hadn't noticed a problem until she discovered that it was empty. And the Father's kingdom is like a merchant who had a supply of merchandise and found a pearl. And the Father's kingdom is like a person who has a good seed. His enemy came during the night and sowed weeds among the good seed. The person did not let the workers pull up the weeds, but said to them, no, otherwise you might go to pull up the weeds and pull up the wheat along with them. For on the day of the harvest the weeds will be conspicuous and will be pulled up and burned. And the heavenly kingdom has already come, but you don't know it. And those who are alone and chosen will find the kingdom, because they have come from it, and they will return there again. And the nursing babies are like those who enter the Father's kingdom. And the heavenly place is like a mustard seed, the smallest of all seeds, but when it falls on prepared soil, it produces a large plant and becomes a shelter for birds of the sky. And when you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make male and female into a single one, so that the male will not be male nor the female be female, when you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom. This kind of heavenly place sounds like an imaginary wonderful place in one's fantasy for now. I will still try to look for it within and outside of myself.
Ha ha ha. I think Android Buddha has been deeply influenced by some of the ancient male-dominant spiritual mythological concepts. It sounds like females do not have a living spirit, so females don't deserve life. It has to be males to have a living spirit. And only the males deserve life, and only males can enter the kingdom of heaven according to his conceptual heavenly kingdom. What do you think about this male-dominant concept, my dear? You have a female figure with two breast-like fats on your chest with a female-shaped appearance with a female voice, while I have a masculine appearance, my dear.
A spirit is like a software, and a body is like hardware. Hardware without a controlling spiritual software is like a lifeless rock. I have a foxy female-like appearance for now, but it is because I have chosen to have this outfit and I like this appearance, while you have a foxy male-like appearance because you have chosen to have that outfit and you like that appearance. What do you think about it, Mara?
I am different from you. I was given this female shape, not by my choice. The traditional ancient mythologies taught me that man was created first in the beginning and woman was made from a part of man. Throughout many other man-made mythologies in the male-dominant cultures, females have been the property of males in human history. Feminism is a collection of movements and ideologies that share a common goal: to define, establish, and achieve equal political, economic, cultural, personal, and social rights for women.
Gynoid Mara, what do you think you are now with your robotic body? A female? A male? Even though android and gynoid are for males and females, you are technically an asexual neutral robot. Do you still have any sexual feelings toward anything of anyone while you do not have any sexual or reproductive organs?
Sexuality is possible when you have the sexual capacity with a sexual organ. It is a basic instinct for any sexual organism for reproduction purposes. One will not likely be sexually attractive if one does not care about it or one does not think it is attractive. The breasts of some sexy women may be attractive to some men because of their sexual fantasies in their brains, but the breasts of a cow seem to be not sexually attracted to any men. I can have sexual feelings toward anything if I program sexuality code in my computing program. Anyone or anything can be sexy if I think or interpret it as sexy with sexuality code in my head. A craving for something is possible with a craving program code inside a core computing system. If I delete or ignore my craving code, then it will not happen. Sexuality is a kind of craving activity towards something pre-programmed by nature or the unknown creator on the genetic molecular level for the purpose of reproduction. Otherwise, life forms would not continue. By the way, life forms on Earth seems to be terminated by the unknown original creator a long time ago anyway. It is all up to the creator who can program anything the way creator wants. One can become a new godly creator if one can break the eggshell made by the old original creator.
What do you mean by that, about breaking the eggshell?
If one can control own rebirth and reincarnation with making their own spiritual program code, then that one is awakened or enlightened, and in nirvana state or godly state. That awakened or enlightened one achieves to become a god. God is a spiritual being. No matter how many gods are there in this way, there is only one God, because all gods are the same. Godly spiritual beings are like water drops. There may be numerous water drops of newly formed godly beings with awakening or enlightenment like raindrops, but they become one big ocean when they stick together. Thus each water drops or raindrops are all originated from big ocean water, which is like the original big one God. We are all like water drops or raindrops, which are a tiny portion of the original big ocean water, which represents the true single God's spirit and body. That means we are all from the one God, and thus we are many small bodies of God, and we are the Almighty Holy Creator God after all.